Hi, and welcome to Haunted AF, the podcast of real ghost stories told by real people. We are your hosts. I'm Julie Fisk.
And I'm Rebecca Black. Join us each Thursday as we share the terrifying tales people have sent to us from all over the world.
He started saying, I don't want to go upstairs because of the ghosts. The ghosts are up there.
Ghosts and goblins.
Bigfoot and UFOs, doppelgangers and those tricky glitches in the Matrix. We've got them all.
I hear my sister on the top phone say, Ashley, you could see pieces of her hair being twirled in thin air.
And just so you know, you can actually listen on our website, hauntedaf.com, or on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. Really, it's wherever you like to listen to your podcasts.
The DJ was taking call after call, and people were talking about seeing this green thing in the sky. But yeah, there was this glowing ball.
And once you've listened to the show and gotten properly freaked out, then you have to send your scary stories to hauntedafpodcast@gmail.com so we can share them all on the next Haunted AF.
Hey Queens, are you ready to level up? Then join our Patreon at patreon.com/the female dating strategy, where you can find weekly bonus content and FDS commentary on all the latest pop culture, relationship, and dating news. If you just want to listen to the extra bonus content, we have the Lurker Mode tier on our Patreon. If you want merchandise, access to the private FDS Patreon Discord, which also includes a monthly book club with FDS and feminist-themed books, as well as FDS merchandise, t-shirts, mugs, and the opportunity to discuss topics with the FDS Podcast Queens live, as well as submit stories for our Rose Disco Queen and Gnosis discussions on the podcast itself. So if you'd like access to all this and more, visit our Patreon at patreon.com/the female dating strategy. What's up, Queens? Welcome to the Female Dating Strategy Podcast, the meanest female-only podcast on the internet. I'm Ro.
I'm Savannah.
And I'm Lilith.
What's this episode about, ladies?
ReddXit!
So basically, fuck Reddit.
Why we're getting the hell off Reddit. Demonetized in this video because we're already swearing less than 30 seconds in. But I don't care. It's worth it. I don't care if it gets demonetized.
I'm so over Reddit.
Yeah, I'm done.
Damn it, shit fuck!
Get as many swear words in the first 30 seconds. If this is getting demonetized anyways, we're getting as many swear words in there as we can. Okay. So Reddit came out with a post recently on online harassment of women. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Okay. So
just summarize it, because it's a load of horse shit. Quite frankly, everything they're saying is lies and unimportant. So long story short, Reddit has been trying to, quote unquote, scale up their safety enforcement mechanism. So basically trying to protect their user base from harassment and spam. And they recently made a post on their Reddit security page called The Prevalence of Hate Directed at Women. So they said, over the last couple of years, we've been focused on doing more to understand and address the particular challenges faced by certain groups of users on the platform. This started with our first prevalence of hate study and then our later prevalence of Holocaust denialism study. We'd like to share the results of our recent work to understand the prevalence of hate directed at women. And this is what they said their key goals are. The key goals of this work were to understand the frequency at which hateful content is directed at users perceived as being women, including trans women, understand how other Redditors respond to this content, understand how Redditors respond differently to users perceived as being women, including trans women, understand how Reddit admins respond to this content. Then what they proceed to do is define what they mean by hateful content, and they're saying it's misogynistic slurs, as well as content that is reported as, or action is hateful, along with some indicator that was directed at women. It's like they try to create these parameters of this study, and they only looked at certain subreddits that they said were women-focused and trans-inclusive.
that was the biggest mistake. They completely ignored female dating strategy and how we get so much misogynistic abuse, including from trans people. It's the trans community that's the most actively hateful towards FDS, other than men. Normal men, I guess, are the most hateful towards FDS, and close second is trans women. And so right out the gates, the premise of this study is rigged.
Basically, all the study says is that on women-oriented communities, when misogynistic slurs are posted, it's recorded and reported something like 12 times as often as general Reddit public.
Oh, like we didn't fucking know that already. Us on FDS, we'll post like the most normal take ever about like dating tips on how not to get like raped or murdered. And then men report that as violence against men. Women's self-protection content being reported as violence against men. So duh. Yeah. Content created by women gets reported at extremely high levels because the reporting system gets abused. The reporting system isn't used to actually report abusive content. It's for abusive people to harass and abuse groups that they don't like.
Harassing women.
100%. And like some of the things that they'll report us for, like, you know, sexual content involving minors, all that sorts of stuff, it's just so disingenuous, but it still gets counted as a report, according to Reddit.
They report the worst possible things you could be dinged on Reddit for, just to make sure that Reddit keeps looking at those reports. Because I think there's some reports that are handled by bots and then other ones that are handled by Reddit admins. So like it could be any given post and they'll report it for like child sexual abuse materials, right? And they'll do that just like over and over again to create the illusion that we're posting a bunch of bad content.
Meanwhile, actual child sexual abuse content doesn't get reported as much because the people who have the time and the bandwidth to spend that much time reporting people, like normal people don't do that, right? Like only crazy people do that, right? So you've got a bunch of mentally disturbed men on Reddit who are mass reporting content by women that they don't like. And women, because we have lives and kids and shit to do, more important shit to do with our time, we don't have the time or the bandwidth or desire or motivation to spend that kind of time mass reporting men's content or misogynistic content.
And even if we did, like Reddit is a male dominated site. The average Reddit user is a male in his 20s or 30s, so it wouldn't even make much of a difference.
Like 70% of them.
Yeah, and probably a NEET as well. So
oh, also, that's not for lack of trying. Like FDS Reddit moderators have been reporting abusive content. We have a subreddit called Ban Female Hate Subs, and we have been actually mobilizing in an attempt to get rid of misogynistic content, rape, porn, really fucked up. Like Reddit is mostly, well, maybe not mostly, like what, 30-40% of porn site, right?
It's got to be more than that, surely.
A very large chunk of it anyways. But so yeah, we do have some women who spend some time reporting and that goes nowhere. Like nothing fucking happens. Like men will send me rape threats, death threats, whatever. Maybe 1 times out of 10 will their account get banned or face any kind of consequences. Most of the time I get a message back saying like, this reported content didn't violate Reddit terms of service, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, again, double middle fingers to Reddit. Fuck you. This whole study is just so offensive to me and I'm so angry. Fuck Reddit.
Yeah, so it's twofold. So they're saying both that women's communities end up having to report a lot more of the hateful content, but they're also claiming that the hateful content is like evenly spread between the two communities. Yeah, which is bullshit.
No, which is such bullshit.
The women-oriented communities are getting reported much more.
Yeah.
They clearly tried to like take a scalpel and create...
They're working with shit data.
No, exactly. They took a scalpel and created parameters that would let them off the hook and give them like the least amount of work while looking like they're giving lip service to women on their website. In addition to the fact that not even just with the actual post, it's just the volume of people that report harass women users, right? Like that women users are being reported, people in their DMs sending them hateful messages, etc. And we used to post these on our FDS superfans. I mean, it would just be like, I'm going to mow you down with my car. I'm going to rape you and your whole family.
I'm going to kidnap you and put you in a breeding farm.
I'm going to disembowel the 3 of you. Like we got one that we actually, I think someone sent it to the FBI because it was so graphic about how he wanted to slowly disembowel us. Yeah.
About how they're going to take a machete to our heads.
Yeah.
I'm going to lock you in your house and burn your entire house and your family to the ground. I'm going to find your dogs. I'm going to rape your dogs. I'm going to kill them and then kill you.
Truly unhinged people, really.
And you know, the fucked up thing is like, I used to actually post some of the DMs when I was like a new, young, naive, fresh, like idealistic FDS mod. I used to post some of the fucked up DMs that I got from men on FDS superfans, but that just made men send me more misogynistic abuse because they wanted to get featured on FDS superfans. Like they see it as like a sort of badge of honor. Like, oh my God, I said something so fucked up to an FDS mod that I got posted on the FDS subreddit. Like that's the only way that they're ever going to get posted on FDS, I guess. So again, it just creates this really perverse incentive. So then I had to start ignoring them. Or like if I did complain it, if I got, for example, a lot of like sissy hypno porn and complained about that, we had certain subreddits going like, oh, FDS is inciting trans panic or something like that. And it's like, we can't talk about an entire community that's harassing and bullying us because it's such a mind fuck, honestly. It's like so fucked up.
Okay, so people are calling them out in the comments, especially female moderators or female subs. Like, there's a couple of comments here that are exactly our experience. So this one said, from Bright Globe, how is this real life? I am one of these targeted women, and around the time you posted this, Reddit suspended my accounts again. They ignore I've spent my entire Reddit tenure 3 to 4 years now exclusively fighting and reporting and building communities for women. I have said I've been repeatedly targeted with weaponized reporting just for doing what I do and doing it with a strong voice. All I've gotten was several years of admins blowing me off, using clearly false reports as grounds to suspend, validate the men who threaten while acting like I'm some kind of criminal. I do this work offline in real life and online, but Reddit admin has been so adamant with all this bad faith while all the men who openly organize this are protected. This post has a suspiciously close relationship in timing of my accounts being suspended without cause. My pro-women, anti-misogyny accounts. Does this post mean women like me have a means to be protected on Reddit or have a way to be finally reviewed? Or is this just Reddit saying they know women are being attacked and no meaningful action for several years? Reddit literally bans 3 small but very active women subs using the target weaponized reporting of misogynists and don't want to hear it when mods send proof. These men organize on Reddit, Discord, and off-site. The amount of abuse, stalking, insults allowed while Reddit silences non-political, non-hateful female spaces just because men told them to is unbelievable, which is our experience too. They spam the subreddits with bannable content, and if you believe some of the formal mods of other subreddits, female-oriented subreddits, certain types of power mods, they were actually spamming them with child pornography, allegedly, spamming them with bannable content and reprehensible content to do 2 things: demoralize the mods, make them traumatized from some of the shit they saw, quite frankly, and then also to flood the reporting system so that sub gets flagged as a bannable sub. So a lot of female subreddits that were focused on female issues got swept up in a bunch of different ban waves because of these coordinated attacks from people offsite. And Reddit admins don't give a shit because, quite frankly, a lot of those guys are power mods, meaning free labor, and what they're called on Reddit are called Reddit jannies, Reddit janitors, meaning like they're just losers that sit in their basement all day and do nothing but mod Reddit.
Basically neats. Listen to our episode about that. Link in bio.
They're neats.
On needs.
That's their workforce, right? So they let these guys do whatever they want and weaponize.
Use their fucking tiny Reddit power against women, basically. Like, there's this weird relationship on Reddit between neats, sexually predatory men, and like hating women. It's like they need these people for free labor, and so they don't want to put any limitations on their behavior, and that just allows the grooming and fucked up predatory sexual shit to proliferate. Case in point, Amy Challoner.
Slightly before we get to that, there is a subreddit called Ben Female Hate Subs, which has been also targeted for a coordinated attack to get it banned, because what that subreddit does is it documents all of the misogynist, rape porn, like honestly the most horrific shit you've ever seen or heard of in your life. Like, I'm somewhat mentally scarred, I guess, forever having known some of this stuff exists. Some of the stuff that was on there is truly stuff of nightmares. They have like porn where women are being dismembered. They have like elaborate drawings of like women being sexually disemboweled. And this stuff is allowed to be on Reddit.
And what's really shocking is when you go to these subreddits, it's just the number of subscribers. It's thousands, sometimes millions of subscribers to these subreddits. They're huge.
Yeah. So Reddit knows about them. So it's not like this is a tiny subreddit that would go under the radar. They know it's millions of subscribers to extremely graphic, gory, violent, racist, misogynist porn that they say is perfectly fine, while they let all of these guys launch massive coordinated attacks against women and let the manosphere fester on Reddit for a decade now, until it resulted in real world violence. That's the incels, that's MGTOW, that's Red Pill, etc. Right? So
even MGTOW is still around. It's just quarantined. Like Red Pill is still around on Reddit. It's just quarantined. You can still view it.
Yeah, what I think is really fucked up is that like all of that shit on Reddit is seen as fine, but if you're a lesbian who refuses to take dick, that's considered hate on Reddit, and then those accounts and those subreddits get banned, right? That's what I mean about Reddit having a fundamentally skewed moral compass.
Right. So part of the ban wave of female subs was female subreddits that were dedicated to lesbians who wanted to date other ladies. And ladies classic, right? The classic definition of women, right? So Reddit basically decided that women organizing themselves, lesbians organizing themselves, to just date lesbians is a hate crime. And that the trans community, again, because a lot of them are basically Doreen the dog walker, they're NEETs who are perpetually online, don't have any real friends, and I'm not gonna detail any of their names or any specific people, but if you Google, you can find extensive documentation on some of the Reddit power moderators who are part of this group of trans women
who are either like wife beaters or pedophiles, or have various other like history of committing sex crimes. I'm not going to name any names,
including Amy Challoner, who we will talk about because that one's public, but there's other ones who are,
and we're not going to dox them, but if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. And basically what they did was they coordinated attacks against any type of lesbian spaces, pushed all of the lesbians off the site and said, you can't have it, like, you're not allowed to have a space where you like ladies. Ironically, all of the subreddits for porn that are featuring women,
you're allowed to say women only.
They're allowed to say females only.
Or cis women only, yeah.
Exactly. So once again, it's like a completely and totally unfair treatment between the women on the site and the men on the site. If the men want to only masturbate to women and only talk and like be sexually objectifying
to female lesbians only.
Yeah, even lesbian, even our lesbians is actually porn, by the way. So it's not even like a general discussion for lesbian women. So all of the major lesbian subreddits are actually porn. That's fine. You can be a woman on there and Reddit won't say shit. But if you're a lesbian and you only want to look at ladies and you only want to talk to ladies, Reddit will ban you because they find that to be discriminatory. This is documented. They've been doing this
for years.
Yeah, for years.
So that's why this whole study that's come out recently about we want to try to reduce hate against females or people who are perceived to be female. Fuck you.
It's bullshit.
Too little, too late.
And it's not genuine because, like I said, they cherry picked the subreddits they were looking at, right? Let's be clear about this. They refuse to look at any of the harassment towards female subreddits that are specifically for women's issues specifically. There's been stuff like endometriosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome that got massive amounts of harassment from Doreen the dog walkers on Reddit. Meaning like I'm not kidding, to the point where they had to shut down their subreddits.
I like how this is like a stand-in for a type of person.
And there's no way that like to say it without saying it because I'm like, obviously you can't misgender these people, but like when we're saying women, we're not saying like a person who looks like they've actually transitioned. We're seeing a type of person who looks like they're probably...
Where it's a power trip. It's so obviously a power trip.
It's a power trip and they're a sexual predator. Doreen the dog walker is a sexual predator who stays on Reddit, who's a power mod. There's a bunch of people who are specifically like Doreen, who are creating a very hostile environment for women. Now, I don't want to purport to say this is reflective of the entire trans community, but it is very reflective of the trans community on Reddit specifically.
Yeah.
Like, so that's just something to keep in mind. So anyways, like I think a couple months ago, when was this, like last summer when the Amy Challoner thing blew up?
Yeah.
So anybody who's been on Reddit long enough would not have been surprised that they hired Amy Challoner. So who is Amy Challoner? If you guys want to explain, because I've been talking a while.
Oh yeah, Amy Challoner basically...
Did you want me to explain it?
Is this person British too?
Yeah, unfortunately. So Amy Challoner is a well-known British trans activist, and they were known, or their father was actually known for basically keeping two underage girls, they must have been about 10 years old or something, basically subjecting them to extreme sexual abuse, and the father eventually went to prison. Amy Challoner, as a result of their actions, they've been suspended from several political parties in the UK. When that came out, they were suspended from the Green Party and they accused the Green Party of transphobia, even though they're the most probably trans liberal party in the UK. It became apparent that Amy Challoner was aware of what their father was doing to those little girls and they pretended that they didn't know. So anyway, Reddit decides to make Amy their flagship employee this time last year.
It was like 8 months ago, I think. Yeah. It was like August.
No, but before that, Amy Challoner was a power mod on Reddit.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And Amy Challoner's husband was as well a power mod on Reddit. And they also modded things like baby diaper fetish porn.
And this mod, by the way, also moderated subreddits for kids and for LGBT kids specifically.
And also furry diaper baby porn, while also with the children.
But let's also talk about Amy Challoner's husband, Nathaniel Knight. They pulled up some absolutely disgusting receipts from him basically talking about child porn, making up incest and child porn.
Writing child erotica.
Yeah, child erotica. It's not possible that Amy didn't know about Nathaniel's perverted interest in children as well, which was just why when Reddit decided to hire them, it was just seen as a ridiculously bad decision, to the point where this was probably the only time I've seen subreddits from across the spectrum, like meaning FDS actually was actually, I guess, in solidarity with like 99% of Reddits when, we all took our subreddits private to protest at the hiring decision, because it was just so, and you just know how fucked up your decision making is if 99% of Reddit, bearing in mind that a lot of Reddit are like perverts, like misogynists themselves, if even they're thinking, what the fuck, that's when you know that you fucked up big time.
Everyone was private until Steve Huffman himself, the CEO of Reddit, had to come out and make a statement, which was massive bullshit, by the way, that said this person is no longer employed with Reddit, et cetera, et cetera.
Probably just under an alt now.
Probably. And I know they gave some kind of bullshit reason as well. And the reason they even got caught. Oh, here's the other thing. The reason like Amy Challoner even got caught and people started drawing attention to the fact that she worked for Reddit is because she started banning anybody who posted links to news stories about her family.
Criticizing Amy Challoner.
Criticizing her family. And these are like news links to major news sources, right? Like The Guardian, like anything that came from major news. Because remember, this is a huge story.
Yeah, complete power trip.
And they made a claim that like, oh, we have this bot that bans content that does... We have this new function or algorithm that bans stalking or harassment or whatever. And Amy Challoner is a victim of stalking and harassment or doxing or whatever, right? Which, like, when people started picking that apart, they were like, wait, so you've had this like incredible tool supposedly this whole time and you've chosen not to use it on this millions of other examples?
Bullshit.
It's a lie.
It's a straight up lie, right? So that's the thing. When Reddit gets called out for something, they fucking lie. Again, this bullshit study is another example of like lying by omission and various other types of, it's just so dishonest, like at its core, right? They don't actually give a shit about harassment against women. They just want to appear like they're doing something about it.
And also, when the shit went down as well, they tried to say that they didn't know about Amy Challoner's background. People who'd applied for Reddit were coming out and saying this is horseshit because they asked for references. And you could just do a Google search and all of the shit with their father, with their pedophile husband, it will all come out. So you can't tell me that Reddit didn't know, that they just hoped that we wouldn't care, but people did care, and that's why they started to backtrack.
So yeah, I want to pull over real quick and just talk about why it sucks to be an FDS moderator.
So you kind of have an idea of all of the challenges that come along with being a Reddit moderator, specifically an FDS moderator, a woman on Reddit in general, and then the absolute nonsense coming from Reddit admins on purpose, deliberately. Amy Challoner was responsible personally before she was hired by Reddit for targeting specifically female-only subs. A lot of those female-only subs got banned, and then a lot of those users migrated to FDS and then some of them were posting bannable content as well as the trolls posting bannable content, which made the workload for Reddit moderators, for the FDS Reddit moderators, just explode even more so than it already was. And it was already bad.
Okay, so to be transparent, I, Lilith, demodded myself, I don't know, like 6 months ago or something like that, because being a Reddit moderator is just too depressing and also just a waste of my time. Like I have like a job, I have a relationship, I have friends, I have like actual things that add value to my life that I would rather spend my time doing than fighting incels and like assigning flares. Like the most time consuming thing of being an FDS moderator is going through the mod queue and approving posts and assigning flares. And we have the flare system to avoid letting men, basically to post on the FDS subreddit, you have to have a flare, and you get a flare by commenting, and then we see your comments, and eventually like the moderators can see your contents, and eventually we'll give you a flare if we're pretty confident that you're a woman, right? Unfortunately, when there's no flare system, men just spam the subreddit with just constant misogynistic abuse. We don't want our users to have to, like our FDS members to have to see that shit. And that's why we have the flare system, right?
And also so we don't get banned, because if it goes through and we don't catch it, and the mods don't catch it, we also get dinged for that by Reddit admins.
Exactly. So yeah, like men constantly posting bannable content. This has been a thing ever since FDS was born basically in like 2019 was men posting bannable content, porn, various other fucked up stuff on the FDS subreddit to try to get FDS banned.
Lots of penises.
Yeah, I can't tell you, I've saw more dick pics as an FDS Reddit mod than all of the dick pics in the rest of my life combined. Like
male dicks and girl dicks.
Yeah, a lot of girl dicks too. Like dicks peeking out from underneath a little schoolgirl costume or whatever. Like, ew. Just hanging out from the side of like some frilly pink panties. Like, God, like these are the images that are burned in my mind forever, and I hate it. I hate it so fucking much. Being an FDS moderator traumatized me, honest to God. And if you look at the other FDS mods, like the original FDS mods are long gone. They either moved on or got like married, and some of them have kids now and shit. So like they're, again, like we have better things to do with our time than be a Reddit moderator.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. It just sucks so bad. It's so time consuming and so hostile, and I'd rather spend my time doing other things.
The shelf life of an FDS moderator on Reddit is less than a year and possibly less than 6 months. There's a lot of Reddit moderators that started and they were noped out after like a month. And so trying to get new mods, trying to get people to moderate the subreddit has been a constant struggle. And furthermore, there's like an element of guilt everyone kind of feels because it is traumatizing.
It feels unethical.
Yeah, it feels unethical to be like...
to ask other women to do that, right? Like, knowing how it affected me mentally, it actually feels unethical for me to ask another woman to do that. To spend that kind of time and allow a woman to be traumatized by this kind of work. It feels wrong for me to do that to another woman.
And especially when there's absolutely no rewards. Like, obviously, Reddit, moderators aren't paid. And it's like, why should we be basically driving traffic to Reddit? It's because whenever somebody writes a shitty article about us or our post goes on our all and, the pick-me's and the scrotes are tearing us to shreds, driving traffic, why should we be making money for Reddit whilst being subjected to abuse and we're not even protected from that abuse? They actually enable it. Like, why the fuck should we do that?
They actually benefit from the abuse because...
yeah, it drives traffic.
The more misogynistic abuse that we get, the more traffic and more ad money that Reddit gets, right?
I also feel bad for our users in the community. Like, they're not protected. If they make a post about something and it goes around, Twitter or Reddit, they get so much horrendous abuse. And as moderators, there's nothing we can do to protect them from that. It's absolutely awful.
Right. So that's partially why, because people always talk about how half the links in the handbook are broken, etc. A lot of the users who wrote really great handbook content deleted their accounts because of like harassment, abuse. So they don't want to deal with it, right? Or they just like I said, a lot of the mods, especially ones that wrote a lot of the early content, they're long gone. Like they just don't want to deal with it. Like they turned off everything and don't log into those accounts anymore, or like are barely on.
Or their accounts got banned by Reddit because they're women and they got mass reported and there's no way to appeal it, or they just didn't listen to the appeal, even though they were banned for being subjected to abuse. It's so fucked up and so victim blaming.
Exactly. So basically the problem we have, and I think this is the thing that we've just sort of all realized, is that FDS honestly is not continuously sustainable on Reddit because of the fact that
it's such a hostile environment.
It's a hostile environment. Our days are numbered and quite frankly have always been numbered because we started the website
because we thought we were going to get banned.
Exactly. So there's a lot of us that are feeling like we love the community. We started the community because of the fact that there was nowhere else on Reddit like it, right? There was so much bad advice, so much hostile, toxic, male-oriented advice for relationships on all the other subreddits. Talked about this multiple times here on the FDS podcast. In addition to a lot of the other feminist subreddits literally being run by men's rights activists, there's a lot of subreddits that are oriented towards women, like our abortion,
2X chromosomes,
our feminism,
and a lot of women and a lot of women have absolutely no idea about this as well. This is the thing, and it just goes to show just how male dominated and just how fucking creepy men are that they feel the need to dominate a female only space. But yeah, our feminism, even a subreddit for women with who were struggling with body image because they had small breasts. It was found out that was run by a man with a big boob fetish who basically got a kick out of reading all their stories.
Or like a small boob humiliation fetish.
Yeah, and they found out. So, like, literally, if you're a woman, and I don't mean to sound like hyperbolic, is that hyperbolic? Yeah, hyperbolic, but like literally nowhere is safe for you. Like, there isn't, apart from FDS, there's not a subreddit where you can go that is supposedly women. There isn't really a subreddit where you can go that is actually for women. It doesn't really exist because these men, they just have to find a way in.
And even FDS isn't safe because we are the only truly female-only space on Reddit. We are the lightning rod for all of the misogynistic abuse from misogynists of all stripes. And it's just, it's exhausting.
It's exhausting. And even when, you know, like the topic is nothing to do with FDS, like say there's a thread on like World News or Art about just a general dating theory or like, you know, like gender dynamics, some scrope will always bring in FDS somewhere. And then the abuse starts then as well.
They'll be like, oh, this reminds me of FDS. And then everyone's like, oh, what's FDS? And then they go to FDS. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. My eyes literally started bleeding as soon as I started reading that subreddit. They're the most toxic subreddit on Reddit. And then they mass report everything. And like, oh, you think we're the worst? You must not have seen all the rape porn.
And then they start abusing our users, our mod team then get...
And they would report years old posts.
It's just a shitty cycle that just has no reward.
I feel like I'm being held hostage by Reddit. Like, that's the thing. Like, they create this rigged system of rules. Like, oh, you can't say hate speech, but we're not going to ban the actual hate speech. We're going to ban the people complaining about the actual hate speech. And so you have to like walk on eggshells and do all these crazy things. There's so many double standards that are applied to FDS where we get punished for things that other subreddits don't. Like a while back, we had to have a rule like you cannot even mention other subreddits because if you do, that's brigading. But other subreddits mention FDS all the time and cause actual brigading and actual dick pics and actual abuse. And they get away with that scot-free.
And vote manipulation as well.
So like there's the system of rules that like exist to punish us that other subreddits that are male dominated, they don't have to follow those rules. But when we complain about other people not following those rules, we get punished for that. Like that's the hate speech. And moreover, like the whole reason why they do this, like the false flag accounts, the posting fucked up stuff in our mod queue to make us look at it, all of that is to try to demoralize us and make us get banned. It's like the harder we fight against being banned, the more effort and more like mental energy is wasted. And so it feels futile because they want us to be banned, but the work that we have to put into not getting banned isn't worth being on Reddit.
It isn't.
Agreed.
And quite frankly, the subreddit, people have been complaining about the subreddit going downhill because there's just, what's happening is the women who were there that were really based in writing good strategy and had great lives and could really like help women and give them good advice, those women are turned off being in that environment. And like, just looking casually at the numbers nowadays of like who's actually in the subreddit, it used to be consistently in the thousands all the time. And now it's lucky if at any given time, it's like 500 or 600 people on the subreddit.
I haven't browsed Reddit in months and my mental health has been so much better. Like not using Reddit has made me feel so much happier and way less depressed, way less anxious. The quality of my life has significantly improved since I stopped using Reddit. What else is there to say, honestly?
And also from a content perspective, like Ro briefly touched on as well, you know, FDS was known for its strategic direction, its strategic commentary, but partly because of the ban wave and partly because, again, this is where Reddit fucks us up, is that the negative posts, they gain more traction, generally speaking. So you can now have a really, really well-written strategy post that will maybe have 100 upvotes. But if you then put in a TikTok or a meme or something about, you know, for example, male depravity, that will get thousands of upvotes. So then it's also like, firstly, what's the incentive for people to keep writing strategy if, you know, it isn't going to be upvoted and actually seen by people? But secondly, it's also the subreddit's direction is increasingly becoming more meme picture focused and less strategy focused, which is, you know, what it was supposed to be in the beginning.
And it wouldn't be so bad if the memes weren't so toxic. The problem is really that it's toxic. Like it was at one point people were posting like the cute kind of girl boss stuff or cute clapbacks from TikTok and stuff. And that was more than fine. But over time, it's just no one wants to do that anymore. Again, there's no benefit if you're not getting the strategy content because then you could just go to TikTok, right?
Also, not gonna lie, but some of our own like FDS fan base kind of pisses me off too, not gonna lie. Like one of the things that bothered me as a mod was getting mod mail from allegedly women, may not have been women, but people saying like, I've been commenting on FDS for months and where's my flare? Or, you know, just being really demanding and like talking all this like horrible horrible things about the mods. And it's like, what's the point of doing all this work if all I'm going to get is shit from my own community? I don't know. It's like just low key, like kind of like Karen vibes. Like, sorry that our customer service isn't as good as you would like, but this is something that we do for free. And it's the whole flare system is necessary to prevent us from getting banned so that you can enjoy this comment.
You're frustrated you haven't gotten the flare? I'm sorry. I was too busy trying to delete all of the dick pics from my memory. And I wish it was just dick pics. It was guys sitting on toilets. There was like jizz pictures. I mean, truly disgusting shit.
AOC deep fakes, Nazi hentai, sissy hypno porn, all of this. I just wanted to make a point about the porn thing, like, because this is the one thing that really, really also bothered me as an FDS moderator. It's like sending us dick pics. It's like a fuck you to women for us having a female only space, right? We would ban a guy and then he'd come back a day later being like, well, I identify as a woman now and now you have to let me on, and if you don't, you're not trans inclusive and I'm going to get you banned. Like, it's very coercive, the whole dynamic on Reddit. That's what I mean about I feel like I'm being held hostage by this set of rules that's rigged against me. So what's the point? What's the point of being on Reddit? Like, why? Why are we doing this?
Exactly. And we just start just getting crap from both ends, from, even sometimes from, the women that we try to help. And in a way, it makes me really, really sad that unfortunately genuine women get caught up in the flare system, because if that didn't exist, and I'm pretty sure we'd be able to reach more women, but because of the atmosphere and the environment on Reddit, we just can't afford to not have it. So then the women who are caught up in it, as opposed to, I guess, having some level of understanding, they just go to other subreddits and then just start bitching about us, and then that adds to the hate even more.
Yeah, it's like the audacity to complain about FDS moderators not giving you good enough customer service when it's something to be an FDS moderator is to go through insurmountable abuse, like a truly Sisyphean amount of online abuse, and not get paid for it, and you have the audacity to complain about us not doing a good enough job? Fuck you.
And then these same women will then go on other subreddits saying, I really wish there was a female-only space. I was like, but when we try and have one, you guys start complaining.
But the thing about Reddit is that literally anybody can make a subreddit. So I would invite some of the people who are critical of the way that the moderators ran female dating strategy, and yes, some of the moderators were really hostile. And in fact, I know that we took the subreddit private a few times because the moderators were fucking losing it because of the criticism. I mean, it's true, right? They were losing it because of the criticism from the community. And they were basically like,
we're like, fuck you. We're going to put all this work and make all this content for you, and you're still going to bitch at us? Fuck you. We're going to take it away.
Truthfully, I know that some of the mods were losing it, and some of the user base were complaining about certain mods like being assholes. But I'm like, that's kind of what Lilith is describing is basically why, is that it's just all it is getting shit on constantly.
If you had to go through that like we did, you would be an asshole too. Honestly, it would make you jaded as well. Okay.
Because it's not just about power trips, right? Because people think like, oh, they have a little power. And it's like, no, I promise you.
We don't even get paid. Like,
you don't even have any power. It's actually a completely powerless position. Being an FDS moderator is not a power position. It is the epitome of being
Reddit janitors is what you are.
Yeah, it is the epitome of being powerless, of just being like at the bottom of the caste system on Reddit and just being constantly shit on by everybody. It's not fun. There's no power there.
There's no power. I promise you, none of the moderators I talk to, like, their egos aren't stroked by being a Reddit moderator. They're actually truly doing it out of altruistic reasons. Like, they're not feeling like this is a fulfilling part of their life and that they're getting any type of ego stroke from doing it.
And so many of them actually have like high class stellar careers, so they don't need to be a Reddit mod to feel relevant.
They don't.
They're all in really, really awesome degrees, earning extremely good money.
Oh no, all my favorite co-mods, like when we talk about like, you know, our jobs and stuff, and like they're all like, yeah, managers or like, you know, have various like high powered careers, and it's like, if your life is that great where you like make good money elsewhere and you have like good relationships with people and stuff, why would you waste your time as a Reddit moderator, right?
I feel like it happened because everyone was home for COVID.
Yeah.
And then after COVID broke up, it was like everyone's like, yeah, I'm going back to work now. Like, bye.
Yeah, true.
FDS was really like a COVID baby in my estimation because of the fact that that was the only time where you'd have a bunch of people working from home who had the time to actually check Reddit and shit because there's nowhere to go, or they were just at home more.
All of the mods who were like my favorite people have like moved on to greater things, and I'm happy for them, honestly. That's probably for the best. Reddit is a cesspool, and I don't think we're going to be able to fix it. And that's like, I moved on. Like, I'm still involved with the podcast and like the website and stuff, but like, again, I haven't looked at Reddit in months, and it's been great for my life.
Every time I'm on there, it's just like blood pressure high, right?
Yeah, so I just wanted to make a point about how us FDS Reddit moderators, because we have like jobs and like relationships and friends and a life and stuff, we can't compete with the Reddit neets.
No way.
Like, check out our last episode that we just released on neets. Like, Reddit was made by neets for neets, okay? Like, this is their world. We do not belong to it, okay? Like, there's all these fucking thousands of low-value ass men with no jobs living in their mom's basement with way too much fucking free time, all the time in the world to come up with all kinds of crazy convoluted plans to mess with the FDS subreddit moderators, and the entire Reddit system, the reporting system, everything was made by them, for them, to benefit them. We have no way of competing with that if we're just normal people with jobs and lives and stuff, right? Just the sheer number of hours in the day that we can devote to defending ourselves from that is vastly, vastly outweighed by the amount of hours that they have in the day to perpetuate that kind of online abuse. And so that's why we quit. Fuck it. You can have Reddit. Leave it to all the neets.
Fuck it, we out.
Yeah, we're quitting. We'll leave Reddit to the neets. We surrender that territory. We're on to conquer new and better lands, let's just say.
And there's no limit to the amount of depravity. There's actually people that have alerts set up so that anybody that makes a new sub or makes a sub that is female focused, they can automatically mass report it. Yes, we're talking about the dregs of the internet.
They have entire Discord communities based on harassing women's subreddits.
Yeah, and there's like a list. I guess there's some kind of like back-end list you can access. You can see every single new subreddit as it's created, and they literally spend all their days monitoring this stuff just to attack women's communities or like mass report things. And they're basically just internet police, or I don't even call them internet police, internet terrorists, really.
We know that at FDS, we will never be protected by Reddit admins because we do not allow male people into our female-only space. That's why there's no point at all in trying to fight it, because the way that Reddit works, it's like if you're a group of women trying to have a women-only sub and you exclude males, that's seen as deserving of harassment. Right. So like, not only are we getting harassed, like, and they don't see the harassment that we receive as a bad thing. They think that we deserve it because we are female only.
And furthermore, they don't think anything is abusive or violent or racist if you can masturbate to it.
Yeah.
Right. So like, just to give you guys a taste of the kinds of things that have been highlighted by our banned female hate subs about what's going on Reddit as far as just like violent, depraved, anti-female content. You're talking about subreddits like our mom creep shots, our degrade this pig, our beaten cunts, our rape confessions, meaning like guys who confess to sexual crimes,
incest confessions. A few of there's I don't know if that's the actual subreddit, but there's a few subreddits where men talk about committing incest for masturbatory purposes. Our
clitorectomy. It's like them fetishizing female genital mutilation. All that shit's fine on Reddit. So it's bad, guys. I'm only reading this out not to encourage anybody to watch this stuff, but just to like let you know that their declaration that they're trying to do something about the hate on the site against women is absolute fucking bullshit. And that the fact that they deliberately sort of cherry picked what they're considering a female subreddit in the first place, and then actively ignore all of these other subreddits that are completely and totally dedicated to female hate, means that they're not actually serious, among a bunch of the other things we've already outlined. So it's bad.
Yeah, they're lying, like straight up.
Yeah, our female genital cutting, it's bad. Our incest feet. I mean, it's just
all of that's fine on Reddit. But again, being a lesbian that doesn't take dick, that's hate speech on Reddit. Again, Reddit was made by the most depraved men on the planet Earth for the most depraved men on the planet Earth. FDS was born of this. This was like people think FDS that we're extremists because we expect men to pay for dates, or we break up with men at the first sign of disrespect, or, a thread of mine on Twitter that men went crazy over lately, had them calling me a psychopath, was like, this is why I string men along and don't have sex with them. That is considered a hate crime to men, but the actual like physical, like talking about female genital mutilation and masturbating to that, that's not seen as hateful. That's just seen as, oh, that's just a fantasy. Like, that's just like, that's fine. And we're done. We've had enough. We can't compete with that.
There's no way for us to exist on this website, and quite frankly, we don't want to. I mean, why would I want to keep giving Reddit any type of traffic for them to, quite frankly, disrespect women as a consumer base repeatedly in every single possible conceivable way? So remember, they used to have a female CEO, Ellen Pao, who they ran off the site because she tried to clean up some of this stuff as well as the racism. And the entire Reddit community revolted because they're the most revolting people on the planet. So any attempts to even try to do something like this has been thwarted by their user base, as well as Alex Ohanian, who was one of the co-founders of Reddit and who's also Serena Williams' husband, saying that he basically just gave up. And so he stepped down from the board and was like, maybe hire a Black woman to be involved in this. But he basically walked away from it because he thought it was disgusting. He was disgusted with his own creation. So, I mean, I'm not exaggerating. Google this. Alex Ohanian basically walked away.
I didn't know that Alex Ohanian was married to Serena Williams, though. Hold on, I'm Googling this. They look so cute together.
Yeah. Alexis Ohanian is Serena Williams' husband, who co-founded Reddit, who stepped down because he was just like...
He was like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
I'm looking at pictures of him and Serena Williams, and I'm like, oh, they're so cute together. Anyways. Yeah, okay, I stan.
Yeah, he wrote, I co-founded Reddit 15 years ago to help people find community and a sense of belonging. It is long overdue to do the right thing. I'm doing this for me, for my family, and for my country, Ohanian wrote on Twitter. I'm saying this as a father who needs to be able to answer his Black daughter when she asks, what did you do?
I stand that. Nice. So we're doing the same thing. We're quitting too. Fuck this shit. We're out.
Yeah, we're fucking out of here. And quite frankly, I think anybody who
should quit Reddit. If you care about women, you should quit Reddit too.
Quit Reddit and broadcast this episode to everyone, because I don't know to the extent that this kind of stuff is public knowledge. I think most of us, as well as most of the users of FDS, were casual Reddit users, believe it or not. We got quite a few women who were not actual Reddit users who just made a Reddit account specifically for FDS. And once you scratch beyond the surface of the stuff they put on the front page, you start to realize this website is actually fucking disgusting in multiple ways. And it's really, really hateful towards women. And all of the female subreddits are being squatted on by men's rights activists or trans rights activists, right? So you're being pushed into a certain narrative that you may or may not agree with. Mostly you shouldn't agree with it because, once again, men's rights activists to be pushed in a certain way and to curate what women are allowed to talk about. And also because they get sick sexual pleasure from shaming women and making fun of our problems, and gaslighting about stuff. So I would never in good faith tell anyone to use this fucking site. I hope their IPO goes bust.
If you're a woman, quit Reddit. If you're a man and you care about women, you should quit Reddit too. Or change it from within. I don't know. You can try to do that. That's probably a lot of work that we don't want to do. So you can go ahead and try.
You would be competing with stay-at-home neets. Yeah, they have nothing else better to do. And that's a larger conversation I would love to do in another podcast about why these group of men are basically just internet terrorists. They don't have anything else to do but mass report
and make people's lives online worse.
Yeah, and quite frankly, it's a way of crushing any type of dissenting opinion and free speech, especially coming from women, because women get disproportionately attacked for their opinions in comparison to men. So, as much as men complain about not being able to speak freely on the internet, that goes double for women.
Triple for women, quadruple for women. Men can say whatever the fuck they want. And in fact, I think that whole men can't make sexist jokes anymore is a complete and massive total projection. Men can make all the sexist jokes they want and other men cheer them on and laugh at them and upvote them and protect them and so on. When women make jokes about, or even when women talk about our not even joking, talking about real, actual serious problems we're facing, like online sexual harassment, people sending us porn, that is seen as the problem, as hate speech, and that's what is seen as needs to be silenced in women. And so fuck this, we're done with these double standards.
Yeah.
So we just did a 47-minute rant about why Reddit is absolute trash, and We could honestly keep going.
We quit. Fuck you. We quit. I quit.
Yeah, we quit. I mean, the summation of this is that we're quitting Reddit. That it sucks. We hate it.
We quit.
We don't feel right subjecting additional women to any type of abuse that's on Reddit. This gaslighting coming from Reddit really was. It's not. I don't even know if it's the straw that broke the camel's back, because our back's been broke. Our back's been broke. All right, like
this was our block and delete moment. Like
we were holding it open because we felt like there was benefit in women finding us on Reddit, and it was, yeah.
Basically, the whole reason why we stuck with it for so long, like, they've been trying to get us banned forever, and first of all, it felt like by making the sub private or by quitting, like, oh, we're letting them win kind of thing. And so I was like, I don't want to let them win, right? And then the other part was that, like, I feel like more, I get so many DMs from women saying, like, because of you, I've broke up with my abusive boyfriend, or, I've leveled up my life, and, FDS has really positively impacted my life. And so the reason why I stuck with it is like, it almost feels selfish of me to quit now, because so many women benefit from my writing, from our podcast. And so, if we quit now, then those women won't be able to benefit. And then, like, again, we're letting the misogynists win, right? And basically, like, recently we've done just a cost benefit analysis, and we think, like, Reddit is more of a liability than it is beneficial to us. Like, all of the time that we have spent moderating Reddit or stressing about Reddit is better spent making more podcast content or writing for our newsletter, which we're going to be launching soon, by the way. Long story short, sign up for our newsletter.
Okay, so yeah, let's do our pitch here. So, like, I kind of want to end on a positive note,
because we're going to move on to bigger and better things now.
We're frustrated.
We're ready to move on from Reddit.
Yeah,
we're moving on is basically the point of this. The point of this podcast episode was to detail all of the problems that we're having with Reddit, because I don't know.
And why we've had enough.
And it's like, and saying it in a place where we can say it off Reddit, because if you announce it on Reddit, then you get deleted, you get harassed, etc. The Reddit admins are already gutting for the Reddit moderators. So if we go and we talk about Amy Challoner, we already know they're going to ban your account and delete any type of evidence on there if you're on Reddit. So that being said,
so I'd rather do this in a way where we, like, have some control over it at least, and we know when it's going to happen. Because that's the thing. That's the other thing is these past 2 years, moderating Reddit, knowing we could be banned at any moment, has been very stressful. It's like this constant, like, unknown, not knowing, like, oh, if I let this post through, is this going to be the one that gets the subreddit banned? It's very stressful. I'd rather just rip the Band-Aid off and do it when I know it's going to happen.
Control over the narrative. Yeah.
Yeah. And leave on our own terms as well.
Yeah. Leave on our own terms. I'd rather quit than be fired, if that makes sense.
You can't fire me. I quit. We quit. Yeah, we quit.
Yeah, we quit. I mean, we do. We quit being mods, and we quit trying to prop up what the subreddit is. So that being said, so I want to end on a positive note, because I know we've been going, to straight negative, but I think it's good so people can kind of understand the mindset of a lot of the people who have been invested in FDS for a long time, right? So why we wanted to go off site. So all of the problems with the site we've already documented. The other thing is, truthfully, we want to attract a certain type of person who will have, like, a positive experience being part of the community, and that's just straight up not possible on Reddit.
We want money to go to women, not Reddit admins.
Exactly. So right now, if you write a good strategy post on Reddit, all you're going to do is get harassed and possibly banned.
And it's owned by Reddit as well.
And it's owned by Reddit. So you don't have a copyright of it. You have nothing. Our incentive and our idea is that, okay, if we have good female content creators who can give us, like, good strategy on various topics, this is including FDS as well as female level up strategy, just general life advice, we feel like we should incentivize those people to stay with money, like with compensation, right? And then also have ownership over the content so that, like, it doesn't get randomly deleted and now we've lost it and now someone either has to recreate it, or the handbook just looks a mess because it's just all over the place because of the fact that we keep having to change it based on what happens on Reddit. The other thing too is more control over the narrative. Like we said before, it's Reddit, anybody can post anything, and people have attacked us over, like, random shit on Reddit, and we're like,
isn't even associated with us. Like,
it's not even associated with us. Yeah.
There's this one satire subreddit that there's a few posts that are spread around on Twitter being like, FDS thinks that male suicide is misogynistic. And it's like, that wasn't even posted on FDS. That was posted by a man on like a satire subreddit, right? Bothers me having to constantly fight against men posting these troll posts or posting on other subreddits and being like, and it being taken as FDS canon when it's something that's not associated with us at all or we don't agree with.
Right. So if we have like our own site and we have our own newsletter, et cetera, we can
control what's posted there.
Yeah, we can control what's posted. We have massively more control over the content, and then like what we would think is publish worthy, something we would think is actually like an official thing that we would want to be representative of FDS, right? So just to kind of give everybody an idea, like so far the ball has gotten rolling. Obviously we have our 3 podcast hosts here. We have Elle on the FPS podcast, and then we have a few people behind the scenes who are also working on various things at the FDS website, et cetera. So the general vision is, and like we started the podcast to have seed money to invest in the business, right? So thanks to all our Patreon subscribers. We have like 700 plus now. I think we have like 730, 735 as of today. So we've very rapidly grown, gotten a lot of people who are really invested in the business. They're on our Patreon, they're on our Discord, they're giving us ideas. They're really excited for us to build a brand. So we've been using the money that we got from the Patreon towards building other parts of the business. So like redesigning our website, which we knew wasn't great at first, and also investing in software to launch our newsletter, also getting our podcast professionally edited because we were doing it and we're very much amateurs over here. So although we did really good, I want to say we did a pretty good job. So with that said, we're taking the subreddit private like indefinitely. So
deal with it. Bye.
See you on the website. Yeah, I mean that's essentially what we have to say about it. Like it's not worth it. We don't want to keep giving Reddit, the pedo enabling liars that they are, any type of clicks, right? They're monetizing our community towards things we don't agree with. You know what I mean? Like, so, I don't like the fact that they're advertising on FDS, and FDS is getting a lot of, website searches and Google searches, and only for them to use that money to support their jailbait subs and shit. So
it's an abusive relationship. So we need to block and delete and move on to pastures anew. So this will be what I call the Tupac sign off. If you've ever listened to Hit 'Em Up by Tupac, I highly recommend go and listen to that. But yeah, so basically, yeah. So fuck you, Reddit. Fuck the Reddit admins. All the trolls who sent us dick pics and all the nasty shit, fuck you too. FDS red pills, big fuck you too. Media who took posts from the subreddit out of context to make us look bad, fuck you too.
Fuck you and your mama. First off, fuck you and the clique you came.
And all the dissent subs, yeah, fuck you too. We're done.
All the trolls, all the femcells as well, fuck you too. Black Pillar, fuck you too for posting bannable content.
All the plagiarizers, fuck you too.
Who didn't make their own shit, by the way. Make your own shit. If you're so big and bad, make your own shit. I dare you.
Fuck you too. Pink Pill, fuck you too. Yeah, Pink Pill, fuck you too.
All the people that took the handbook, people that hate FDS, but then took all of our work that we put in the handbook and distributed it everywhere.
Fuck you too.
Like, fuck the femcells for being mad at people calling femcells after they call themselves femcells and being mad that everyone doesn't understand the nuances of their femcelldom. Fuck all your bad advice.
Fuck you too.
Fuck all of you people who sent us sissy hypno porn, fucking girl dick hanging out from under pink schoolgirl panties. Fuck you too. All of you who, whenever we complained about all the abuse that you sent us, you accused us of inciting trans panic. Fuck you too. Yeah, there's 2 Reddit power mods we want to call out in particular, but we don't want to give them any clout. So fuck those 2 people as well. Reddit, double middle finger, fuck you. Fuck you the most of all. You can kiss our ass, eat my whole ass.
I want to tell Reddit to suck my dick, but it's not offensive enough. I want it to be worse than that.
And that's the thing. I wish I had a dick so that I could tell the fucking Reddit CEO to suck it. Like,
if I was a man, I would drag my balls through the hot sands of the Sahara and then like double dip it and teabag Reddit. I swear to God. I hate everything about it. It's the worst thing to have happened to society. It's honestly the worst.
Fucking hell.
It's the reason in a lot of ways FDS exists because they spent the last 10 years unleashing an absolute nightmare via the manosphere on their platform. A generation of horrible men.
A whole generation of fucking scrotes.
Yeah, fuck Reddit.
And we tried to clean up the mess and they fucking punish us for it. Well, fuck you too.
And anyone who thinks like Reddit is like cool, like positive, happy, hip place, yeah, fuck you too.
Yeah, anyone who likes Reddit, fuck you too.
Let's be clear, half of it's pedophiles.
All the pedophiles on Reddit, fuck you too.
All the pedophiles, which is most of them. Because like our teenagers is half middle-aged men. That's another known thing on Reddit. It's just terrible beyond all description. I hate everything about it. If it goes public, I wish nothing but tanking on it. If you invest in Reddit, fuck you. I hope you lose all your money. We're personally invested in making sure their stock doesn't grow. My fofo, make sure your stock don't grow.
I hope you lose all your fucking money if you invest in Reddit. Fuck you.
I hope your shit's in the red forever. Anybody that buys Reddit stock, I hope that shit goes bust immediately and you're sent to the poorhouse and you're destitute. I hope you never recover. I hope your family's financially crippled for generations upon generations. I wish you nothing but poverty and suffering.
And fuck you too.
Fuck you if you buy Reddit stock. It's the worst website of all time. They need to call it Nonce Capital.
And fuck you too.
I've had enough. I'm so done. I've reached my limit.
I'm not done. I have wind in my sails right now. God. Okay, so. Anyways. If you would like to hear some bonus content, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/the female dating strategy. We're passing around the collection plate. If you want to see us destroy Reddit, I swear to God, we're going to set up a PayPal. Okay, we're going to set up a PayPal on our website. Donate to us so we can get the fuck off Reddit because we hate it.
Help us. We're in an abusive relationship. Help us leave.
We're in an abusive relationship. Somebody start a GoFundMe. We're in an abusive relationship with our father, Reddit. He keeps exposing us to pedophiles.
If you hate Reddit, give us money. Check the links in our bio.
So if you want to support our content and you want us to continue to thrive into the future, go boldly beyond our limitations on Reddit and change women's lives, then donate to our PayPal or sign up for our Patreon. $1 for us is a fuck you to Reddit.
Every dollar that you send to us is a fuck you to Reddit. If you think Reddit is full of fucking pedophiles and scrotes, and you want to give them a middle finger, give us money.
So we can create women's content. We want to create a positive space for women.
If you feel bad for all of the fucking trauma that we had to go through as Reddit moderators and all the fucking nasty ass shit, give us money, okay? All of this unpaid labor of having to look at dick pics. Okay, I'd like to receive money for that.
I hate that fucking snoo. I want to punch it in the face. Yank that beanie thing off his head. I don't give a shit what it is. What's it called?
Yeah, we want to create a more positive, female-friendly space.
If I was at Reddit HQ, I'd kick the antenna off the snoo's head.
Yeah. Fuck the Reddit snoo. Fuck you.
Oh, gosh.
So that's our show. So, yeah, check out our Patreon. Go to our website, thefemaledatingstrategy.com. Also on our Twitter, @femdatstrat. Also our Instagram, @_thefemaledatingstrategy. And our newsletter is soon to be coming. We are kicking off our newsletter. So keep signing up for our newsletter. It's going to have really great content for women, female-focused news content, strategy content by original writers. Thanks for listening, queens.
And for Reddit, a final fuck you too.
For all you lurking scrotes out there and Reddit and all the people we mentioned in this episode that we don't like, fuck you too.
Fuck you. Fuck you too.
Roundhouse kick that snoo to the fucking face.
Yeah. We're out, folks.
Die mad.